Hey, I'm Charlie. Welcome back to my channel. This is day 3 of the 7-day flexibility series, and today we're focusing on opening your shoulders and your chest. For this class, you will need 2 blocks and a strap, but if you don't have them, it's no problem. You could also use a tie or a scarf and a stack of books or something similar like that. When you're ready, let's get into it. Welcome to class. We'll begin with a shoulder warm-up using your strap. So start by unraveling your strap. Hold onto it with both hands. You want your hands about 1 meter apart, and you want to hold the strap tight so it's nice and taut, like so. Then, staying in a kneeling position, focus on keeping your spine in neutral so you're not flaring the ribs out forwards to come into a back bend, and you're not rounding the back so that your weight is back. Try to keep the crown of your head over your hips. Then let's move with the breath. So on your inhale, lift your arms up so your hands come in line with your shoulders and your hips. And then on your exhale, let your arms draw back. Don't worry how far they go. Just find wherever your edge is. So it may be here, or maybe you go all the way down. Then use your inhale to lift the arms all the way back up. And exhale, return to your start position. So that is the movement. Keep it going with your breath. Inhale, lift up. Keep that neutral spine. And exhale, let your arms draw back. Find your edge. Inhale, coming back up. And exhale, return to your start. Go 3 more times. Try to keep it really fluid. So avoid any jerky movements here. That's not going to be very kind to your shoulders. Try to keep it slow and controlled. And then 1 more of these to go. Good. Then reaching your arms up so your hands are in line with your shoulders and your hips. Now we'll incorporate the upper and middle back. So let your ribs flare out forwards, and you may find that you can draw your arms back when you do this. We'll hold this here for a deep breath in, imagining your chest is expanding to take in that deep breath. And then with your exhale, bring the arms forward, start to round your back. Think of bringing your low ribs in towards your belly. And again, inhale, open your chest, draw your arms back. Maybe you bring the arms a little further back if you can. And then on your exhale, bring the arms forward, start to round, bring low ribs towards hips. A few more. Inhale as you open. Try to really exaggerate the movement in the chest. Exhale, round. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Then reaching your arms back up to their center position. And then start to bend to your left. Think of dropping the left ribs towards the left side hip. And you're looking to get that lengthening sensation down the right side of your torso here. Keep the arms straight. Keep that strap taut. Remember to breathe. And on your inhale, lifting back up, reach up tall to reset. And with your exhale, bending to the right, lower the right side ribs down to your right side hip bone. Find that lengthening sensation down the left side of your torso. Hold it here. Deep breaths. Awesome. Then reaching back up 1 last time to reset. Inhale. And exhale, you can relax your arms down. Your shoulders will likely feel a little warmer now, and that's okay. So you can roll back up your strap. You won't need it again, so you can set it to one side. And then meet me in tabletop when you're ready. Moving a little bit more dynamically now through 10 cat-cows. So on your inhale, your belly lowers down, flare your ribs just like a moment ago, look forwards. As you exhale, bring your ribs towards your hips as you round your back. Keep it flowing with your breath. Inhale, your chest opens. Exhale, you round. Try to exaggerate your movements even more each time. Two more of these to go. And the next time you arch your spine and open your chest, hold it here. Now start to drag your hands back towards your knees. And as you do this, you should start to feel a deepening right around the mid-back. So for the ladies, it's like bra strap area. Keep drawing the heels of your hands back towards your knees. Think of bringing your chest forwards through your shoulders. So that's the action to focus on. Breathe deep here. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Gradually come back to a neutral spine. So no sudden movements, just nice and slow for your spine to adjust. And then come down to your belly. And have your hands under your shoulders. Separate your legs a little wider. Then for this, focus on pressing the tops of your feet and your legs into the mat. Then hover your hands and using the strength in your back, begin to lift your chest. Don't worry how high you go. The focus is that there is some lift. And we'll hold for 5. Find a steady breath for 4. Keep lifting for 3, 2, and 1. Gradually lower down. Make a pillow with your forearms. Rest your head and then wiggle your hips side to side. Release any tension in the low back. And when you feel ready, place your hands back where they just were. And we're going to move through some Cobra lifts. So on your inhale, hover the hands, lift your chest. On your exhale, gradually lower down. Keep it slow and controlled. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, you lower. 3 more, keep it flowing. See how high you can go as you lift. Last one. Awesome. Again, make a pillow. Rest your head, wiggle your hips. Then replace your hands under your shoulders. Keep your elbows in towards the sides of your ribs. Start by lifting your chest without using your hands. So use that strength to come into the pose. Then you can add a little bit of pressure through the hands to lift your chest. Now the aim here is not to extend the arms. The aim here is to keep the elbows bent. Think of bringing your chest forwards instead of lifting your chest up. So it's a little bit different here as we're focusing on the mid-back. So just like we practiced a moment ago in our cow pose, begin to pull your hands back towards your hips. Draw your chest forwards. Let's deepen our breath here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Relax your chest down. Slowly press back up into tabletop. Then find both of your blocks and set them on the middle setting. So the shortest side is facing up. Then place your hands on both of your blocks. Keep your hips stacked over your knees and walk your hands with the blocks a little further forwards. As you do this, start to let your chest sink down. So go really slow. It can be quite intense. So find a position where you can breathe deeply. Let your chin or your forehead rest on the mat. And instead of simply sinking into the pose, begin to press your hands into the block. And as you do this, you're looking to feel an activation around your underarms and your pectoral area. So just the top of your chest and your underarms. So as your chest sinks down, keep pressing your hands into the block. Deepen your breath here. 3 more breaths to go. Wonderful. Push into the blocks to lift your chest back up. Walk your hands in. Really good. Then a little different this time. Bring the backs of your triceps, so the backs of your arms, down to the block. This one can be a little wobbly, so take your time. Bring your hands together in prayer like so. And then you can let your head drop in between the blocks. Start to bring your hands towards the back of your neck. And then just like before, letting your chest sink down, but this time you're pressing the backs of your arms into the blocks. You still have that muscle activation. So strengthening and stretching at the same time. Remember to breathe. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Press through your arms, lift yourself back up, and then take your blocks out to the side. Really good. Now bring your right foot forwards to come into a lunge position, and you can let your knee track past that ankle so the hips can sink down and forwards. Take a moment to square off your hips, so slightly draw the right side hip back and the left side hip forward, so both hip bones face forwards and they are even. One is not lifting up higher than the other. Then bring both arms up, hands in prayer, and start to bend your elbows so your hands come to the back of the neck, pretty similar to where we just were a moment ago. With your next inhale, lift your rib cage up away from your hips. Think of lengthening the front of your body as much as you can. Then with your exhale, start to lean back. And we'll move with the breath in this way. So with our inhales, chest lifts up and opens. With our exhales, we gradually bend back to create more space. 3 more breaths like this. Little movements with each inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bending back. 2 more. Move with your breath. Wonderful. Then slowly return to a neutral spine. Go slow, no sudden jerky movements. Relax your arms down, and then you can bring your right knee back to tabletop and step the left foot forwards. Find that lunge position. This time to square your hips, the left side hip will draw back, right side hip will draw forward so they both face forwards. Then arms coming up, hands together. Bend your elbows, bring hands to the back of your neck. And again, on our inhale, we'll lift the chest up. Create as much space from your rib cage to your hips. Then as you exhale, leaning back. 4 more breaths like this. Inhale, lift, create length. Exhale, move into that space you just created. Last breath. Wonderful. Slowly return to neutral. Plant your hands. Bring the left knee back onto the mat. And then come and find a standing kneeling position. It's likely that your shoulders are really feeling it now, and that's okay. It's what we want. We want to build up some heat there. So for this, make sure that your feet are in line with your knees so the lower legs are parallel. You create more stability that way. Then we'll start with hands in prayer at heart center. Similar to the way we were just practicing, on your inhale, lift your ribcage up away from your hips. You lengthen your torso. Then on your exhale, start to lean back. Don't worry how deep you go. We'll go progressively so you can start small. And then with each inhale, you're lifting your chest up. And with each exhale, you're leaning back. As you do this, start to send your hips forwards. And you can continue to look up at the ceiling. Or if it feels okay for your neck, tilt your head back. 3 more breaths like this. Inhale, create length. Exhale, bending back. 2 more. Inhale, keep lifting ribs away from hips. Exhale, bending back. 1 more. Inhale, create space. Exhale, move into that space. When you find your furthest point, we'll hold this here. This is our peak pose. We want to spend some time here. This is what we've worked towards. Keep your breath steady. Wonderful. On your next inhale, very gradually come out of the pose. Take your time, no sudden movements. Lift the head last. Then sit your hips down on your heels. Rest your hands on your thighs. Then soften your eyes, close. We'll take a few moments of stillness here. So very important after back bends to give the spine a chance to readjust. So we find this neutral position to let everything settle. If your breath is feeling a little sporadic, a little rushed, start to slow things down now. Let your shoulders become a little heavier, relax down your back. Wonderful. When you're ready, you can flicker your eyes open. And that completes the end of today's session. So just a very short and effective sequence that is great whenever you want to focus on your shoulders and your upper back, chest area. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again for the next one. Namaste.